Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the big topics.
So, have you ever wondered how much money America's biggest companies really make? Well, today, we're digging into the S&P 500 to find out who the real financial titans are. Okay, get a load of this number. That's nearly $300 billion. But here's the wild part. That's not the profit for the whole S&P 500. Not even close. That's the combined annual profit of just 3 companies. Yeah, just 3. That alone tells you a massive story about an incredible concentration of wealth.
So, let's break this down. Where is all this profit coming from? And more importantly, what's the bigger story these numbers are telling us about the U.S. economy? But before we get to the rankings, let's make sure we're all on the same page. We're going to quickly cover 2 key terms we'll be using.
First up, the S&P 500. You've probably heard of it, right? It's basically a list of 500 of the biggest, most influential companies in the U.S. Think of it as a snapshot of the overall stock market and, really, the health of the entire economy.
And the way we're ranking them is by something called net income. This is super important. It's not just how much money came in the door, it's the actual pure profit, what's left after all the expenses, all the salaries, and all the taxes are paid. It's the real deal, the bottom line.
All right, definitions are out of the way. Now for the main event. Let's reveal the absolute champions of profit, the companies operating on a scale that's almost hard to wrap your head around.
Kicking things off at number 3, no big surprise here. It's Apple. We're talking an annual profit of almost $94 billion. That's billion with a B. It's just a straight-up cash-generating machine.
Sliding into the number 2 spot is Alphabet, who you probably know better as, well, Google. And get this, they've just cracked the $100 billion mark in annual profit, a truly mind-boggling number. And taking the crown at number 1 is Microsoft. With over $101 billion in pure profit, they are officially the most profitable company in the S&P 500. Wow. Okay, so here's a look at the full top 10. You see Microsoft, Alphabet, and Apple right up top, just like we talked about. But look who else is here. We've got Berkshire Hathaway, NVIDIA, Meta, and Amazon. Then, rounding it out, you've got financial giants like JP Morgan Chase and Bank of America, plus the energy heavyweight ExxonMobil. You can already see a pattern emerging, can't you? So this isn't just about a list of names. The real story is in the patterns. What do these companies have in common? What does this list tell us about who really holds the power in the economy today? Well, if we zoom out and look at the top 50 most profitable companies, the picture becomes incredibly clear. Just look at this breakdown. 2 sectors, tech and finance, are just totally dominant. They're grabbing the biggest slices of the profit pie, and it's not even close. And this really hammers the point home. You've got the tech titans on one side, the companies that shape our digital world, and the financial giants on the other, the ones that control the flow of capital. It's pretty obvious. These 2 industries are the twin engines driving corporate profits in America.
But, it's not just about the top 10. The crazy profitability goes way deeper than that. Let's look at some other familiar faces a little further down the list.
I mean, check this out. You've got household names, right? Walmart and Visa are each pulling in over $19 billion a year. Iconic brands like Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, American Express, they're all clearing $10 billion. Even a newer player like Uber is right up there. And remember, these guys aren't even in the top 10. The scale of these profits is just immense.
Okay, so we've seen the numbers, we've seen the companies. What's the big picture here? What does all this incredible concentration of profit really tell us?
It really boils down to 3 main things. First, the scale is just unprecedented. We're now in an era where a few companies can make over $100 billion in profit in a single year. Second, you have clear sector dominance. Tech and finance are just running the show. And third, all of this leads to concentrated power. A pretty small group of companies is capturing a huge, huge chunk of the nation's corporate wealth.
And that's the big question this all leaves us with, right? As profits get more and more concentrated in just a few key sectors, what does that mean for the future of the American economy? What does it mean for competition, for innovation, and for everyone else?